Today we're going to be continuing on the Python series. So this is going to be another lecture on Python. Particularly, I'm going to go over for loops as well as conditional statements. So I'm going to go over examples of both. And then I'm going to create an example or a code that pertains to both a for loop as well as some conditional statements as well. So we'll connect them both in the end. So the very first thing I want to go over would be conditional statements. So these are known as if, elif, and else statements. So really before I really give an introduction, I want to first code an example, and then I'll go over in the end what it means and how to kind of interpret it. So I want to say, let's say that x is equal to hello, a string essentially. And then I want to say if x is equal to that string hello, I want to say print that would be correct. That would be correct. Elif x is equal to blue. Print not correct. And then else print this is not right. Let's just say that for now. Okay, so our output would be that would be correct. So again, I define my string in terms of x being hello, right? Then I said if x is equal to hello, I would want that would be correct. That output, that string that we got, that would be correct. Okay, so you can kind of see that the if statement is a condition, right? It's saying that if my string is hello, I get this output. That makes sense, correct? But what does this elif and else statement mean? Why do I have that there? Well, the elif statement means that if my string was a different value, a different string, then I would get this output. But of course, that's not the case because it wasn't blue, it was hello. And then this else statement, what that means is that if the elif statement wasn't correct, if the if statement wasn't correct, then print that is not right. So for example, in case or in the sense that we want our else statement to be true, we would say x is equal to red, let's say. That is not right. Or this is not right. So you saw here that, of course, red is not hello, obviously, and then red is not blue. So since elif and if were not correct, we got this is not right, because our else statement was true in this case, because none of our elif, both our elif and if statements were not true. The conditions were not true. So essentially, again, think of these conditional statements to be conditions of a certain, it could be anything really. But again, think of conditional statements to be confirmations of a certain value, and if that is true, we get a certain output. Now, I want to go over the concept of for loops. So I want to say my list is equal to 8, 9, and then a string, let's say, nice man. Just randomly, I just said that. So let's say like for items in my list, I want to say print this is cool. Okay, so okay, and also you can see that this is cool appeared like 3 different times. In order to say like this is cool just once, you need to put the break function, and what that means, or break term keyword. There you go. This is cool because a for loop is a loop essentially in its name. You can kind of make that out. So in order to just get like once or return the value once, you just need that break keyword to put in there after the for loop, after the print statement here. So I just want to go over what does this mean. So what does the for loop do in this case? So I said for, of course, for loop, for the items in my list, and this could be anything. I just named items because they are items. You could also say values, so that would also work. For values, whatever. Even you could say like something really, really random, like for blue in my list. It could be anything. So essentially what this means is that for items in my list, 8, 9, nice man, whatever, anything in my list that I have, I want to print this is cool. I want to print essentially this output, this statement. So what this does, again, it's just that the for loop is a confirmation that, I have these items in my list. Since I have these items in my list, I want to bring this output out, or return this string, return this print statement. And that's what you get. So now I want to go over an example of our for loop and a conditional statement together. So again, I'll be using this list because we can actually do that. So I want to say, again, for items in my list, if my list at index 0 is equal to, let's say 8, it is equal to 8, right, at index 0, print that is correct. And then else, if that is not true, print false. So let me bring that down. So let's see how that works. That is correct. And again, returned it 3 times. So I would want to use that break statement. And there we go. That is correct. So again, basically that for loop I use, I said the 4 items in my list. Of course, that's a confirmation that I want to use those things, those values essentially. And then I said that if my list at index 0 is equivalent to 8, which it is, then return that is correct, that string. And then else, if that is not correct, that is not true, print false. But of course, my list at index 0 at here would be 8. So I would have that is correct returned as an output. Now, for example, again, if it wasn't, so let's say it was 10, and my if statement wasn't correct, I would have my else statement being correct, so I would return false, or false would be returned. So hopefully that kind of made sense, or kind of was an introduction, good introduction to for loops and conditional statements. I hope this was helpful, informative, and if you guys have any other questions, please feel free to contact me, post any questions down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. And until then, thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you in another video.